The twisted, blood-soaked saga of Art the Clown spirals further into madness with even more grotesque horrors. In Terrifier 2, Art met his gruesome end at the hands of Lauren Levera's Sienna, seemingly vanquished. Yet like any true horror legend, his demise is but a fleeting moment. Now, he returns in Terrifier 3. Welcome back to your chilling show. I'm your host, the Spoiler Master. If you haven't dared to watch Terrifier 3 yet, tread carefully, for spoilers lurk in the shadows. Even as the third installment unfolds, the malevolent killer escalates his reign of terror, this time claiming the lives of innocent children. Yet, there are still some boundaries that Art the Clown refuses to cross. In this video, we will talk some details about the new villain showed in this movie. But before that, let's see what happened in the movie. Sienna versus Art the Clown, Round 2. The film begins with a young girl named Juliet, who hears a loud thump coming from the roof. Concerned, she tiptoes into her parents' room to report the noise. Her father, deep in slumber, dismisses her worries, urging her to return to bed, while her mother comforts her, suggesting it might just be one of Santa's helpers. Reluctantly, Juliet goes back to her room, but the thudding sound grows louder, prompting her to wake her brother Timmy. He quickly chases her back to her room. Meanwhile, Art the Clown is seen lurking inside the house, making his way to Timmy's bedroom, where he brutally kills him in his sleep with an axe. Juliet, having quietly left her room, follows Art's movements. He then enters the parents' room, where he viciously attacks the father. The mother awakens in a panic, fleeing the bedroom and calling for help, but it's too late. She meets a horrific fate. As the chaos unfolds, Art hears another thud and spots Juliet hiding in the cupboard. The scene transitions to the opening credits. After Sienna Shaw beheads Art the Clown, his headless corpse retaliates by decapitating a responding police officer, donning the severed head as he makes his way to an asylum. There, survivor Victoria Hayes, now under the influence of the little pale girl, has just given birth to Art's own head. Together, they brutally kill a nurse and a guard before escaping to an abandoned house. In a moment of despair, Vicky slams her face into a bathroom mirror, using a shard of glass to cut her wrists and slipping into a hibernation state in a bathtub, while Art remains still in a rocking chair in the attic. Both fall into a dormant state. Fast forward 5 years, Sienna is discharged from a mental health facility to live with her Aunt Jess, who shares her home with husband Greg and their daughter, Gabby. Gabby looks up to Sienna, unaware of the traumatic experiences she has faced. Sienna grapples with survivor's guilt, haunted by visions of her late best friend Brooke, whose death weighs heavily on her conscience. She also finds it difficult to reconnect with her younger brother Jonathan, who is now in college and trying to move forward. Meanwhile, Art and Vicky awaken from their slumber when 2 demolition workers accidentally discover them in the house. The pair swiftly kills the workers, and Vicky starts crafting a new costume, while Art embarks on another killing spree. At a bar, Art encounters a Santa Claus impersonator, shoots the bartender and a patron, then dons the Santa suit after murdering the impersonator with liquid nitrogen and a hammer. He later poses as Santa at a local mall, using explosives disguised as gifts to massacre numerous shoppers, including children. Sienna believes she spots Art in disguise at the mall just before the explosion, but chooses not to inform her family, doubting they would believe her and questioning whether it was merely a hallucination. Sienna pays a visit to Jonathan at his university, where she encounters his roommate Cole and Cole's girlfriend Mia, who runs a true crime podcast. Mia pushes Sienna and Jonathan to take part in an interview about the infamous Miles County massacre, but Sienna reacts angrily. She confides in Jonathan, revealing her belief that Art is still alive, and shares the letters he sent her during her time in the psychiatric hospital, which claim that demons can be reborn and take over hosts like Vicky. Sienna also expresses her intention to revisit the Terrifier haunted attraction to retrieve her father's sword. Suddenly, Art shows up at the university and brutally attacks Mia and Cole with a chainsaw while they are in the shower. Sienna sees news of the mall killings and becomes frantic, insisting that Jonathan come home from college and alerting their family that they are in danger. Greg heads out to pick up Jonathan while Sienna drifts off to sleep. She dreams of angels creating the armor from her warrior costume that her father designed for her. When she awakens and goes downstairs, she finds Art and Vicky, now clad in a clown costume, and Art knocks her out with a mallet. As Sienna slowly comes to, her eyes widen in horror at the sight of Greg's mutilated body, gruesomely displayed on the wall, his head serving as a grotesque ornament atop their Christmas tree. Across from her, Jess is bound and helpless. Vicky taunts them with a skinless head being devoured by rats, claiming it belongs to Gabby. In a brutal act, Art silences Jess by forcing a tube into her mouth, shoving rats inside with a blowtorch, and then slitting her throat. Just then, Art bursts in, dragging Gabby as a captive, while Vicky insists to Sienna that the head is Jonathan's. Vicky crowns Sienna with thorns, attempting to dominate her mind, but Sienna's spirit remains unyielded. Cleverly, she deceives them into allowing her to unwrap a Christmas present, using the hidden contents, her father's sword, to stab Vicky. With a swift motion, Sienna beheads Vicky, who disintegrates into nothingness. Art lunges at Sienna with a chainsaw, but she turns the tide in her favor. Vicky's blood seeps through the floor, opening a portal to hell. Gabby clings desperately to the edge, but as Sienna rushes to save her, Gabby slips into the void, taking the sword with her. Art escapes through a window and boards a bus, while Sienna, her wounds mysteriously healing, pledges to find and rescue Gabby. Who is the new demon? Will there be a new villain in Terrifier 4? In the dark recesses of Sienna's mind, as she prepared for the inevitable clash with Art the Clown and the wretched, yellow-eyed shell of Victoria Hayes, a haunting vision unfurled before her. There, amidst shadows and flickering light, stood a statue of the Virgin Mary, her serene visage contrasting sharply with the grotesque scene unfolding at her feet. Bound by chains, a humanoid creature toiled relentlessly, its body marred by deep scars and burns, a testament to its torment. A metal collar chafed at its neck, while it hammered away at a sword or armor, the clang of metal echoing like a death knell in the stillness. This creature, a demon in disguise, bore a mask that obscured its features, yet the glint of razor-sharp teeth betrayed its sinister essence. It was a blacksmith, laboring under the watchful gaze of the holy figure, crafting weapons that could withstand the malevolence of Art the Clown. Though it appeared to serve the light, the creature's grotesque form whispered of a darker truth, a prisoner of fate, forever bound to forge the very tools of salvation that might one day turn against its own kind. Sienna finds herself on a treacherous journey straight to the heart of hell in Terrifier 4. While she might not come face to face with the demon blacksmith from her vision, she will undoubtedly encounter other terrifying entities as she delves into the dark abyss from which Art the Clown emerged. Once a human serial killer, Art has been overtaken by a malevolent force, and the little pale girl likely represents a demon that has taken control of Victoria Hayes' body and mind. Terrifier 3 reveals that demons like Art and the little pale girl require a human host to enter the earthly realm, but Sienna is venturing into their territory, where such hosts are unnecessary. She will confront the demons of the ninth circle of hell in their raw, unfiltered forms, many of which will likely resemble the demon blacksmith from her vision. This sets the stage for a thrilling and horrifying experience in Terrifier 4, building on the suspense teased in Terrifier 3. So this was for today's folks. See you in our next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.
Now what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.